Good morning, students. Welcome to the biology class. In our previous session, we discussed about the division of Thylophyta, that is the first division of your kingdom Plantae. Today, we are going to discuss the second division of kingdom Plantae, that is your Bryophyta. The characteristics or the general features of the Bryophyta are: these are the first group of the plant to colonize the land. So after the aquatic, because Thylophyta, they are the aquatic plants, and Bryophyta, they are the first group of the plant to be seen on the land. They need water for fertilization and hence described as or known as amphibian of plant kingdom. So if the question is there, you have to name the plant amphibian. The answer is bryophyte. What do you mean by amphibians? Amphibians are those organs which complete their life cycle in two habitats. One is water and another is the land. Similarly, the bryophytes, they need the water for the fertilization and then they can be colonized on the land. The next and the very important is they live in cool, shady, damp and the humid places and do not grow very tall. And another criteria that they have no vascular tissue. The body is being differentiated, but they are having no vascular tissue because they can live in water as well as on the land, but the land is basically having a damp places, that is your marshy lands. The plant body of bryophytes is differentiated as compared to the algae, but not as that of the higher plants. So they are having a dorsoventral thallus, prostate or erect, attached to the substratum, that is unicellular or multicellular rhizoids as compared to the roots. So instead of the true root stems or the leaves, they are having you can say the attached by the rhizoids. The dominant phase of the plant body is gametophyte, means they produce the gamete, and the sporophyte is on the gametophytes, means they are both the phytes, means from where the gametes are formed and then the spores are formed. The spores will fall on the suitable substratum and then develop into the new plant. The sex organs are Antheridia, that is your male, and Archegonia, that is the female, and they are covered by the sterile jacket layer of the cell. So antherizoids, they are flagellated, so that's why they can swim to the female gametes, attract the chemical from the archegonium. So that is the various characteristics of your bryophyte. The very important is they are known as the plant amphibians. Why? Because they complete their one part of the life cycle in the water, or they require the water for the fertilization. And what is their habitat? That is the cool, shady, damp and the humid places. But they are not having any of the vascular tissues, that is your xylem and the phloem, not having a very well differentiated parts of the body like root stems of the leaves, but they have a unicellular and the multicellular rhizoids, and they are having both gametophyte from where the gametes are being formed and the sporophytes from where the spores are being formed, and then they are liberated into the surroundings. And you can see in this image about the structure of your male and the female part. That is your A is your antherozoids, that is your male part, and it is being surrounded by the jacket. So this is the jacket, this is your flagellated, that's why they can swim, they can move. And this is your archegonium, that is your female part, and they are having a neck cell, they are having a venter canal, and here you can see the egg is there, by swimming with the help of the flagella, they will enter into the neck cell, then into the venter canal, and then the fusion takes place and the zygote is being formed when the male gamete fuses with the female gamete. So here the zygote develops into the sporophyte. So gametes are being formed, then they get fused and the zygote will form, that is known as your sporophyte, that is dependent on the gametophyte and reproduce asexually by the formation of the spores. So when the spores fall on the suitable substratum, they germinate either directly into the thalloid gametophyte. If they are directly developed into the gametophyte, the example is your liver rot, and into the protonema and then into the gametophyte, then it is the mosses. So under the division of the bryophyte, we will study the two classes. One is your liver rots and another is your mosses. So what do you mean by the liver rot? As we know, the habitat of your bryophytes, that is your cool, shady, damp places. Similarly, the habitat of our liver rots, that is your moist, cool and the shady. And the plant body is thalloid, that is having a substratum structure as in the Rickettsia and Markensia. These are the two examples. And the thallus is dorsoventrally flat and that is branched and it is closely appressed to the substratum. The leaf members, they have a tiny leaf-like appendages into two rows on the stem-like structure. Now the reproduction, the vegetative reproduction is by the fragmentation of the thallus or by the formation of gamete or gemmy, you can say. It is a multicellular structure by which they grows into the new plant. 6 organs, that is your antheridia and archegonia. Antheridia is the male and the archegonia is your female, and the plant may be monoecious, means when they are, you can say, the bisexual, and dioecious means they are unisexual, in which the male and the female, they are on the two plants, as you can see in this image. This is the diagram, or you can say the diagram or the picture of the Markensia. The one is having the male thallus and the another one is your female thallus, and this is your gemmy, that is the multicellular structures which will develop into the new plant. And here you can see that is your female and the male receptors, so they are on the two different thallus. That's why that is called as the dioecious, or you can say as the unisexual. And the zygote formed is result of the fertilization develops into the embryo, which give rise to the sporophyte, in which you will have a spores. It is simplest in the Rickettsia, that is embedded in the thallus itself, and advanced or the higher bryophytes, and it is differentiated into root, seta and capsule. So the spores, they are being produced in the capsule, and where the spore mother cells, they undergo the meiosis to form the spores. So one thing you have to remember, the zygote is always diploid and then the spores are haploid. So when the spores are to be formed, the zygote undergoes the meiosis division. Now you must be knowing the difference between the mitosis, means the equational division, and meiosis means your reductional division, in which the half the number of the chromosomes are being formed, and the spores, they are liberated on the and germinate on the into the thalloid gametophyte. Again they will form the male and the female, and they will form the male and the female gametes, which will fuse to form the zygote. Zygote will form your sporophyte. The spores will going to be formed. So here you can see this is your rhizoids, that is a unicellular, it may be multicellular, by which the thallus, they are being attached to the substratum. And this is your archegonospores, this is your Gema cup, and this is your sporangia, and they are having a sporophyte as well as the gametophyte structure is there. And now you can see this is your capsule, this is your seta, and here you can see the various parts, like that is your male head, that is the gametophytic part is there. This is your gametophytic part, and this is your, you can see this is your sporophytic part. So both are on the same plant only. So from the gametophyte, you can see from the gametophyte they develop into the sporophyte. After the fertilization, the zygote that develops into the sporophytes, and in the capsule the spores are being formed. So here the spores are being formed, and they are going to form the spores with the help of the meiosis division, and then they fall on the suitable substratum and develop into the new plant. So this is about your liver rods, and the next division is your mosses, which is a carpet like structure on our soil. So the plant body is leaf gametophyte, which has a multicellular rhizoids, oblique septa, stem-like structure, and the leaf-like phyllodes. It is monoecious and bear the antheridia and the archegonia on the same plant, means they are the bisexual, and but they are on a different branches. The male branch is called as the perigonia, and they have a cluster of antheridia, that is your male gametes. With the various, you can say the perigonial leaves are there, they are being protected by them, and each antheridia is a club shaped and produce a number of the biflagellate erythrozoites, as we have already seen in the above pictures that they are having a club shape, they are being surrounded by the jacket like structure. And the female branch is called as the pericytium, and they bear the number of the archegonium, and they are again protected by the pericytial leaves. So each archegonium is stalked flask-shaped structure with the swollen ventral long nape. I can show you once again that what is that particular anthrozoids and your archegonia is there. So here you can see that is your neck-like structure, your swollen ventral-like canal is there, and that is the club-shaped structures which is being surrounded by the layer of the cells, and that is called as the jacket, and this is the swollen ventral canal where the fertilization takes place. So here you can see that is a long neck-like structure, and here you can find the various example. The very important example of the meiosis is your funaria. So the venter that encloses the female gamete and the venter canal, while the neck, that is 6 to 10, that is your neck canals are there. So at the maturity, the neck canal cells, the venter canal, they disintegrate with the help of water. So here the water is required for the fertilization, that's why it is known as an amphibian. That is with the help of the water, and they form the mucilaginous mass containing the sugar that attract the male gamete. That is a special type of the chemical by which the male gamete is going to attract towards the female gamete. The zygote forms the sporophyte and differentiated into the foot, seta, and capsule. The capsule that encloses the spore sac where the spores are being formed. The spores on the libration on the protonema that resembles like that of your thallus or the substratum, and they reproduce vegetatively by the fragmentation into the new protonema, and the buds forms on the protonema on the separated on the leafy gametophyte. So you can see the diagram of the funaria. So these are the two male gametophyte, that is your female gametophyte as well as your male gametophyte on the same plant, that is your gametophyte. From here the gametes are being formed, and now you will have a sporophyte and divided into the part that is your foot, seta, and capsule. and in the capsule you are having a spores which liberated on the suitable substratum develop into the protonema, and from the protonema a new thallophyte, you can say the thallophyte structure is being formed. Fine. So next is your the life cycle of the bryophyte is described as, that is haplodiplenotic, that how you can see. So as we know the funaria, that is a leaf gametophyte, that is N. So they will form the male and the female parts, that is again N and N. Antheridia and Archegonia, they will form the antherozoids and the female gametes, N and N. Now they are going to fuse to form the zygote, that is your diploid, that is 2N. And from the zygote, they will form the embryo, again it is 2. Sporophyte on the gametophyte is again 2N. Then they are having a capsule and the spore sac, that is of diploid phase, and the spore mother cell, still the spore mother cell, that is diploid phase. From zygote to the spore mother cell, that is having a diploid phase, and from the spore that undergoes your meiosis, and the half the number of the chromosomes are being formed, that is a spores which is N, protonema is N, and then there is a bud which is N, and then it will develop into again the female gametophyte which is N. So starting from haploid, in between we are having a diploid, again we end with the haploid, and this type of the alteration of generation is known as the haplodiplenotic life cycle, as you can see in the funaria or in the bryophytes. So I have discussed about the bryophyte, the features of bryophyte. The very common question is, bryophyte is known as the plant amphibians because it complete the fertilization only in the water. And then we discuss about the liver rot and the meiosis and the various sporophyte and gametophyte, and they are divided into the two types of the life cycles, that is the haploid and the diplenotics. Please go through it very clearly again and again, copy it in your notebook and consult your NCERT for the same. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.